I'm using a send this message number. Maybe show you there so there. Put the message be a attack, but so I'll not read it because I'm not here to attack people. I'm here to dialogue on issues. Not to insult and attack. That one will not be entertained on this program. And to take note of that. Meaning the Owa Hene and Chibu Isiako. Follow me on my social media handles. Real Owa Hene on Facebook. Real Owa Hene TV on YouTube. Follow me and a Real Owa Hene TV on TikTok. Real Owa Hene on YouTube. Real Owa Hene TV on YouTube. Real Owa Hene TV on TikTok, Facebook. Follow me personal social media handles now. What me I follow in your ma me de go on be. Fordjour me that say what join an pay na weekend ko say.
I mean the weekend ekoyi.
Ekoyi de. Nyoma koyi.
Da bi nyoma ekoyi de. I say what you can your first year into your head here and this for a dimi go kwem. Aye.
But that's all.
And that's on the main flagship program I said NDC for the year campaign. A 24-hour economy.
Okay.
Na Sabio, the main flagship program or debate to Jano in their budget our disha finance. We have not seen that. Na send a whole say my brother President Nana the Danko for the warrior campaign, even from 2009. Warrior campaign, but they are not born with the free teachers. Oba in his first term, just to prove say Sabio, name more born with from 209 eba ni nyina no e ade asabiyo na ni wo so na anopai anse na be sha ase no wa onim e de nchabe ma na namponsa ten kaka wo the second e be chia atebuman hene e na amantin man hene anopai e de nchamom e chia MPP for atebu amantin nyina e tia na 2 arefo e na business against for Ken for a chairman anopai. I think the topics no anopai I think we fa chief justice remover no and come has man pay kakra.
Okay.
A idea over almost more than 1 month ni and on all media platforms, radio station, TV stations in the dailies. At the chance be chief justice as semi ya bosso. Now the Aquaman is Sebio and you chief justice 7 said it's almost like a first of its kind. Say Oman Penibiti Kunyasoa. Or better kunyaso before so better kunyaso and send kaye and any party for some kayo kan yintino ama eni abasa ansem no na ye hu se NDC na mo mutu even in this few months I mo be on ba ban mu no say empanifo ni on kan bi woman for man to ama NDC antwitwi breaker e be do say NDC emfa ne 4-year term we no no mo de papa mu ntiti mu na beto man Ghana ye hwe chief justice ahon sem bia o hwe ye constitution in the wisdom of the framers of the constitution, who say will be absolute power, and who say the person will be corrupted absolutely. Say or castle will use to me now. Yenya anopumasibre obeya manatraso. Until they instituted some checks and balances in the constitution. Say the 3 arms of government, that is the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Until issues here, you know. The reason why I could say all these bodies are supposed to be independent and impartial and unbiased arms of government. But we have come to a time we had commenter NDC for proud to elections now. Not the John Mahama, you know. And then I'm a nearby who says you a idea, a preconceived agenda NDC for was say they are no more to you. You're by more win ye by ye. And out of the checks and balances are the framers of constitution. One of them, the checks on the legislature, that is on the parliament. Says the parliament that passes bills, they will need the president to assent his signature or to assent to it and sign a bills now. Yeah, this House of Parliament. I bear the Act of Parliament. Example of it, e-levy bankers will be a few way. Yeah, they call Parliament got 2 about so. They needed the president to assent to it before say Ebabeyemra. Until they are discussing with the budget, we are moving or approving budget in Crown. And the Senate president in the best signing. Not Enyameyemra. That should tell you that even in Parliament, a one who Kunya saw Shishamra in Vian, or Moshishamra in Via, and your Monkwan, Nasabi, or Moshishamra in the Emra has to come into force. They will need the signature, the assentment of the president to read before say. So that is the one of the checks on the legislature. That is can be found in Article 1061 or Clause 1. Say the power of Parliament to make laws shall be exercised by bills passed by Parliament and assent to by the president. And ahoɔden to your Parliament win nyinaa almost similar be area. Also call president in consultation of friends saying. Omo two president for omo deliberate on it and sana president I abejisa no tum and you heard some of the checks on the executive by a friend say parliament now say and sana president could be to me appointee somebody say on take care mostly for ministerial positions he will need the approval of the press of the parliament before say it be me then Agyapong, a classical case is GH Minister versus Attorney General. That President Rawlings, AD there from 1992 April 1996. 97 or something. He appointed some members and not more the previous government in Muse Sebian Common Day. They should continue their work. And I were GH Minister, the then minority leader. After my son of the court say, Sebio, dear President Rawlings say, he needs the approval of Parliament to do that. But before Assembly Court, now President Rawlings, I retracted that act as submitting Kofunidia then at the court Parliament. And in the case of that issue, the court was supposed to decide a case in a bare moot. That means Sabio Assembly Subian, but Supreme Court is telling us something there be. As some way it has the tendency say it can reoccur in the future. Say Aban Biaba or call the first term or appointing ministers. Now the second term or samba. Even so appointing ministers the ministers will still need the approval of the Parliament before they can become substantive ministers. That is around the Article 78. And as I we know. Supreme Court edged to me say the appointment of a minister and deputy minister a coterminous with the appointing officer, that's the president. And this so president, no matter how powerful you were, now your appointment, you will need the approval of the president. We are just trying to tell you, say, from the legislature, judiciary, and executives, there is limitation on their powers that has been enshrined in the constitution of this nation. And your Chief Justice position now, a man who can born who by our constitution said they are an independent body. Said the parliament is independent, executive is independent. President Mahama, no matter how powerful he is, he cannot wake up one day say even the sitting Speaker of Parliament on panel. You can't do that because he'll be protected by the constitution. And Tinyama charges in any idea bought your friend is saying Chief Justice here Article 127, that is where the independence of the judiciary clause 2 numpuna emuyeden ehunya. Let me quote the clause 2. I say neither the president nor parliament nor any person acting under the authority of the president or parliament nor any other person whatsoever shall interfere with judges or judicial officers or other person exercising judicial power in the exercise of their judicial functions, and all organs and agencies of state shall accord to the court such assistance as the court may reasonably require to protect the independence, dignity, and effectiveness of the court subject to this constitution. And the judiciary now they are only subject to the constitution. And the charges are they are more even Chief Justice President Mahama you will be a sub-you whatever new for some of these things and go on to us because it affects the dignity of the courts. Say you can say judiciary, that is Chief Justice and about to Quentino, ye TB da Omari Mintini, yan suspend no. Now you call her Nisemu, the free home. Then be say I want say President Mahama Bakunya in and even having 6 months or call official duties on the Basharaf in the court. Who has asked the president, said you into new radios? One in the Basharaf, what role does Sharaf play in governance today? What is this? What do we pokra a car and then the flight a year in Grano? Per the constitution, yes or no? Obian who quite also a president Kobadie. Everything the president does, it should be borne by the state. And into Grano, people were making advances, said they will even go to the court to prevent the president from using his brother's friend is saying because a conflict of interest. because we are seeing from your previous government they attempt to overhaul the whole of our bauxite mining to your brother. So when you come your second time now, people would need as much as possible. Say, people are accusing President Akufo-Addo. They say during his time now, appointed too many lawyers and to the bench. Yeah. Which is not the case. You may say, I want to say, president the president alone does not have the right to say obey appointment to the bench in consultation with the Judicial Council. No, nominating even the qualified persons. It's the Judicial Council rule, and also nominating the qualified persons for the president. From there, no, it goes to the Council of State. Now, Parliament for approval. And you may say, I want to say, Nipa President Mahama appointed woman. President Akufo-Addo appointed woman. Ediom call bench no. Emu die no no sorry na say my appointed or why he say we are kukua ho fenti no ko bench no so. It went through due diligence. Near me say president you abetena kunya so. E dey na see ho kwan say onye that appointment no. When we hear commentaries prior to this elections 2024, the NDC in itself were notably one of them. A friend is saying Felix Ofuzukwachi. Like I said, for the past 2 years, the judiciary has been against the NDC. The NDC, I will say, a court cases are court over this year period. Because the same way, a intention can see the 2012 presidential election petitioner. No, Korean for Bibian chain. Say facing on moral grounds, it was supposed to enter into re-elections. It's a question, but court in the say no. You share process on my way in a form between this stage. Now will be a to in a declare. Okay, I'm calling election. About to find Simpia, but copy crying your yes. And to GDNA, some you all court before the Pamnocha, Yan and the Assembly, the Akusibiano. We just wanted to test the law. And who Akonya the Bama NDC about 2020, even those no money evidence as compared to what MPP presented in 2012. No, they still went to the court. In this manner, President Mahama, Etusana Muwinum, about one of the biggest albatross on his neck. Already, he has been captured on tape on this Boku issue. President Mahama doesn't have any solid legacy as a president, a former president and now a current president. I think that this is the time President Mahama as a woman and you cause me person ya DB to na a base in the annals of history of this nation me wuna me komena and council craba they can point us to is me and I'm there we buy you have President Kufuor. You cannot mention President Kufuor's name. I'll be free maternal care flu will be national health insurance flu. There is something to his name which are sustainable policies and legacies. It can never be repealed, it can never be revoked even when he's dead. You can never mention free SHS without another